access this week, LittleBigPlanet PlayStation Vita is our game of the week. We have the latest news in our PlayStation briefing. There's the latest from the PlayStation Store. Ray Winston and rapper Plan B talk to us about the Sweeney. We go behind the scenes of the massive Assassin's Creed 3. And we sign off with a totally radical mutant mission from Borderlands 2.
The Imagisphere, an intangible aura that hugs planet Earth, embracing every idea that emanates...
Yeah, enough of that. All you really need to know is that Sackboy's back and he's better than ever.
If you were harbouring any doubts as to whether LittleBigPlanet's world of smiles, string and whimsy would light up PlayStation Vita, then you can give those doubts a smack bottom and send them to bed without any supper. LittleBigPlanet Vita is every bit as magical as its PS3 siblings. I mean, it's still got the brilliant platforming, still got Stephen Fry.
This ethereal world is our happy place.
And it's still got Sackboy's tragically dolphin-like always grin, which, when you think about it, is probably one of the cruelest deceptions in video games. I mean, he can't always be happy. You press up on the D-pad and Sackboy's face instantly becomes a tongue-lolling spasm of delight, even if he is hanging over a bed of arse worrying spikes. I mean, how would you like it if some omnipotent Burke made you look like a gaping idiot when you were doing rubbish things? You wouldn't. Oh, look, you can make him dance as well. I don't want to dance. Anyway, this being LittleBigPlanet Vita, there are tons of neat additions that make it, I think, even better than the PS3 games.
Oh.
You can touch things, and by things I mean conveniently highlighted blocks that you can either push in or poke out using the front touchscreen or the rear touchpad, and it just makes navigating the levels and thwacking the evil puppeteers and minions that little bit more satisfying. You can also thumb through the pop-it menu, so choosing that perfect outfit is now as intuitive as it is hilarious. Plus you can play the piano. Eat that, Chopin. PlayStation Vita's built-in camera means taking real-world snaps and then plastering them all over the game world has never been easier. And frankly, we cannot wait to see what you guys create when LittleBigPlanet Vita goes on sale on September the 21st. Although I will be staggered if anyone manages to trump my Essence of Dave wallpaper.
Bringing you up to date with all the essential news, it's time for your PlayStation briefing. First, keep your eyes and more usefully internet browsers trained on the internet when F1 2012 will be taking over PlayStation Access. There'll be loads of videos on our YouTube channel and competitions throughout the day on Twitter and Facebook where you can win F1 merchandise, including this amazing Virgin racing suit worn and signed by Timo Glock and Jerome D'Ambrosio. Probably not at the same time. Hint, you might want to download the F1 2012 demo and pay close attention to the Monza track. In other news this week, we travelled to Paris to catch up with the latest downloadable games being brewed in a giant technology cauldron by Ubisoft. These included Spartacus Legends, which will have to really go some to match the saucy content of the television show it's based on.
The whole production team is working very closely with the licensing team from Stars and the Spartacus TV show to make sure that everything that we're recreating in there, the places, the atmosphere, the fighting are very true to the TV show. We'll also bring in some characters from the TV show as legendary gladiators that you can unlock in the game. So we're definitely working very closely with them to make this experience as faithful and true to the TV show as possible.
And the latest Scott Pilgrim vs. the World DLC was also there. Just one question, do you know this one girl with hair like this?
If you look for this lady online, I'm sure you're gonna go with a lot of fake. So the best thing to do would be maybe to roam around in Toronto and try to find her. Good luck with that.
That's your briefing done for now. We'll be back next week. What's on the PlayStation Store this week, I hear you ask? Just all of this stuff we're about to show you now. No biggie. But what is a biggie, or more specifically a biggie boss, is the hero of Metal Gear Solid 3 HD, which is available to download alongside Metal Gear Solid 2 HD right now. It's the first time these shiny remakes have been sold separately, enabling you to ration out your tight-trousered stealthing, but more importantly, it allows us to link to the next section with our favourite anguished cry of Snake! Poor old Snake. Let's cheer ourselves up with a look at Wicked Monsters Blast, a new PlayStation Move motion controller compatible shooter full of frantic action, bright characters with names like Pada and Lizzie, and tons of quick trigger minigames. On a less cheery, more everyone you know is dead and you soon will be too note, The Walking Dead Episode 3 is also out this week. The critically praised graphic novel adaptation continues its carefully paced zombie invasion with another fantastic instalment. If it doesn't make you cry at least once, then have a think about who's the real monster here. That's right, it's still the zombies. Diving onto the store in slow motion while firing dual submachine guns, munching painkillers and having a remarkably shiny head this week is Max Payne 3, Rockstar's brutal reboot of the PS2 noir classic. New Max is older, sadder and prone to outbursts of piano, and invites you to join him on his lovely holiday in Brazil. Finally, news of a deal that should interest every self-respecting PlayStation 3 owner. From now until the 19th of September, annual PlayStation Plus subscriptions come with a very tidy 25% discount, which means a year of amazing blockbusters like these in the Instant Game Collection, as well as cloud storage, automatic updates, and a whole bunch of discounts, deals, and extras. To get involved, just hit the big yellow button in the PlayStation Store. That's all from the store for now. We'll have more downloadables for you next week. In cinemas this week is a gritty remake of classic series The Sweeney. We asked stars Ben Drew, better known as Plan B, and Ray Winston if they did any gaming between takes.
No.
Oh, fine. But Ray has a bit of form with PlayStation, having appeared in Beowulf and Killzone 3.
Doing a game and doing Beowulf is for me like theatre and film mixed in one, because you play the whole scene out and you ain't got to worry about the camera because the cameras are everywhere. And so in one shot they can pick your eyeball up or they can do a wide, you know, and people seem to think it's like cartoons, you're all kind of painted in, you're just doing a voiceover. It's not, you actually play the scene, but the camera's all around you. I went down to San Diego to do the last one, Killzone, and had fun with Malcolm McDowell, you know, and we just played about.
One of Ray's very first credits was in the original Sweeney series, so what was it like to come back as the daddy?
You know, you don't realise at the time when you're doing the first one, because it's nearly 40 years ago, but by the time you do the film and you sit down and it sinks in, it's like full circle in a way.
And did Ben have any memories of the old show coming into this film?
I mean, I was aware of it, but I didn't know it in that way. You know, I watched the pilot and the feature-length version just so I had some understanding of it. But you know, I don't know if it would have made a difference, you know, because we wanted to reinvent this, and this is about the flying squad now. I just relished the opportunity to be able to bring something new to the character of Carter, but also to work with Ray, Nick, and the rest of the great cast.
Thanks, boys. The Sweeney is out now, rated 15 for fisticuffs and bad words. For Access All Areas this week, we travelled to the Tower of London in London to find out what's been going on with Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. And the answer was loads!
For me, the coolest thing about Assassin's Creed 3 and having the chance to make a game in the American Revolution, it's really the opportunity to have the forest as a playable environment.
The ability to free run in the forest in a completely organic environment and navigating through the trees completely seamlessly and fluidly, I think that's spectacular.
It gave us a great opportunity to actually explore the history and diversity of the area, and ultimately for us it led to us being able to create Aveline. Aveline is the daughter of a wealthy French merchant and an African slave. She's given a wealthy upbringing by her father, but she sees all the sides that her mother experienced. She's caught right down the middle of all of it. Aveline sits there as one of the clearest identifying parts of what makes Liberation special. In Liberation, you play through the Animus yourself. There is no modern day equivalent character. This brings you much closer to the game and to Aveline. The game is released as a propaganda tool by Abstergo, who want players to experience the more grey areas of the Assassin-Templar conflict. For me personally, if I could come back as anybody in time through the Animus, I'd like to actually go back right in time to the Dark Ages, to the Arthurian period of England, and just to see where mythology and truth overlap.
So something I personally would love to have seen was the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Like if I'm going to be there for that moment, I want to be Franklin.
I would want to go back and maybe what was it in France, for example, at a time, to be like in the like the court of the king, for example. You know, sort of this sort of stuff, to see the political intrigues going on, and what would be the consequences on the population. What sort of life were they living, really?
So there you go. Keep an eye out for those locations turning up in future games in the series, and also on Access, where we'll have more on Assassin's Creed very soon. Just before we go, here's another little tease for Borderlands 2, which is out on the 21st of September. The game is packed with frantic humour and cultural references, and so far our favourite of the lot is this mission. It's about delivering pizzas to the underground hideout of a team of genetic outcasts. Yes! It's a nod to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and without wanting to say the word cowabunga outside of a strictly ironic context, it's totally radical. Especially slaughtering them afterwards. So bogus now, you idiots! We'll see you next week. That's all for Access this week. Hit the giant red button to subscribe to all our regular episodes and extra features. And if you enjoyed this week's show, don't forget to comment and like us. Like us!